Hello everyone, this is Yana Smakula. Welcome back to my channel. You are watching day 11 of the Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. So today we're opening window number 11. If you are just joining me, I do have video tutorials for all the other days of the Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar, aside for day 6, because on December 6th, I shared a video taking a look at my favorite December club kits. So let's go ahead and open window number 11. I'm not quite sure what this is. This looks to be quite big, but I do like this design. So let's remove the paper. Oh, it's an embossing folder. Yay! We did see some sneak peeks of the embossing folders on the back of the Advent calendar, and I'm happy to see this design in day 11. So let me get this out of the packaging and play with this folder a little bit, see what I can make using it. So it's a small folder. Obviously, this is not an A2 or a 5x7 or the other large folders that Spellbinders has. It's a smaller folder, but this folder is beautiful. It gives us a beautiful design. Here, I went ahead and I embossed this folder on the brushed black paper from Spellbinders, and I love the design. I love this sort of faceted look. I'm going to quickly show you how I did that. So here I have a panel of green cardstock. This is Forest by Spellbinders. I use that Forest for demonstration purposes, and I'm using my Spellbinders Platinum 6 die cutting and embossing machine. By the way, here I almost broke my die cutting machine because I forgot to remove one of the cutting plates. So always double check, always make sure you're using the correct sandwich so that you do not break your machine. And the sandwich for the embossing folders is the platform top, and then one cutting plate. That's it. You don't need two cutting plates when you are embossing with the embossing folders. So here I placed the embossing folder on the edge of my paper. I covered it with a top cutting plate, but I made sure not to cover the entire piece of paper, but only cover a part of the folder, skipping the edge of the folder. This allowed me to avoid having a harsh embossed edge on my paper. Here I'm re-embossing this first initial go because I placed the top plate a little bit too far and it did not emboss the paper quite as much as I wanted. So with the initial row embossed, I'm now repositioning the embossing folder. I'm realigning it. This design is very simple. You can repeat this design multiple times. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to emboss this. I think I embossed it 4 times to have a full A2 panel. So there, I replaced the folder. I'm now using the top cutting plate. Again, I'm not covering the entire folder. I'm skipping that edge. Now here, I'm skipping the edge on the right, but I am pressing with my plate and my folder on the left. And you can see that sort of flattens the design a little bit. If you want to avoid that, just place your top cutting plate from the other side. I'll show you that in just a minute. I don't know why I was doing it this way. I did not want to have flat edge on the other side of the paper. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So here I have almost everything embossed. Love this. And I just have a little strip of paper that is free from embossing. So I'm just going to add the embossing folder one more time. Make sure it is all aligned like this. And then place my top cutting plate. Again, make sure that it does not cover the entire embossing folder. It does not cover the part of the folder that has no design. And here, our background is fabulous. Our background is done. So this is how I created a background for the card that I have for you today. I thought about what kind of card I could make, and I'm in a Christmas mood. I'm in a Christmas spirit. We have snow. We have stores and coffee shops all decorating their front windows for the holidays. And I was very much inspired by all of the Christmassy decorations and the snow, and I wanted to make a Christmas card. So I looked through my stash and I came across this oldie but goodie. This is the Skateboarding Terry die set from the Out and About collection from Spellbinders. I think this was released in June of this year. These are the dies that were released together with a Scout die cutting and embossing machine. And I wanted to use the dog and turn him into Santa. I looked for some specialty cardstock because I wanted the dog to have a little bit of texture. And I came across this absolutely fabulous velvet luxury cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. There are 3 different color options of this paper. The one that I'm using is the classic pack. It has the black, it has the brown, it has the white, green, and red. I only have the green and brown left. Oh, and the black too. So I first cut the dog from black, but then I felt like the black on black was a little bit too much, So I cut the dog from brown, and I just love the result. The brown paper gave the beautiful color, the beautiful texture, and I don't know, it just looked fabulous. I do have another dog cut from black cardstock just because this velvet paper is a little bit thin. It's kind of, it's a flexible kind of paper and it needs support. So I have another die cut from black, and I'm going to adhere that brown onto the black. I also have the dog's nose cut from another specialty cardstock. And the cardstock that I use for the nose is the Simon Says Stamp Black Glossy. I wanted the nose to be glossy, to look like it's wet, like an actual dog's nose. So I use the glossy paper. If you don't have the glossy paper, you can cut it from black and then use glossy accents and just add the glossy accents on top, to have that glossy look. I also incorporated a bunch of other die cuts from a few other die sets from Spellbinders, or I guess I should say from one other die set from Spellbinders. So I used the Christmas Cocktails dies. These are basically like an add-on dies or decoration dies for the Olive Martini die set. And I love that die. So that particular die set, it has a little bow, it has a Santa hat, and it has holly and berry. And I used those to die cut little pieces to decorate my dog with. The dog is sitting on a skateboard because that's the part of the Terry die set. I love that skateboard. It's so clever, so unique. I cut that from red cardstock and black cardstock for the wheels. The color combination, as you can see, is very simple for this card. It's black, brown, red, and touches of green with touches of gold. I also have a little heart. I cut that from the Parcel and Post decorations die set. Again, an older die set. But then, there are many other die sets with cute little hearts. So you can die cut a heart using any other heart die that you might have in your stash. I use the Spellbinders Treasured cardstock in gold. I am loving this paper lately. I've been using it a lot. So I use that paper for the heart, although later on the finished card, you will see that I die cut the heart from red, but I still use the gold paper to die cut the bow. These sentiments, so I have 2 sentiments on this card. The sentiments read, delivering warm hugs, and here comes Santa. And these come from the Merry and Bright Sentiment Strips Better Press Plate set and coordinating dies. These are from an older collection from the Better Press Christmas collection. I think these were released last year. These are Better Press sentiments, but I foiled them using matte gold foil on the Spellbinders red cardstock. So these are all of the components that I use to create my card. And now I'm just going to quickly assemble the pieces and put everything together. I'm using glue, I'm using foam adhesive, I'm popping things up, and I'm basically putting the card together. I'm loving the Spellbinders Advent Calendar this year. It's such a treat to go to my craft room, open the next day, see what's inside, start my, creative juices flowing and make a card. I do have other advent calendars, not crafty. I'm an advent calendar fan. I love to have an advent calendar each year. I get one for my mom. I will sometimes get some for my friends. So this year, my mom got a skincare advent calendar from Liberty London. She's loving it. I purchased an advent calendar with socks for myself and my boyfriend. And I also have another advent calendar that I got from Amazon. It was super cheap. It was like less than $10 with a puzzle. So it's basically one puzzle that it's a 1,000-piece puzzle, but the pieces are separated into 24 boxes. So technically you have 24 pieces and you are opening a part of the puzzle. You have a part of the puzzle each day to assemble. So I kind of love that concept, and it's a fun little activity. This is an activity advent calendar because you're not just getting something, you are creating something with it. And then the puzzle advent calendar is also an activity advent calendar, and I love that. So here's a look at the finished card. I added some white pen highlights to my card. I also added some gems. I used these Spellbinders opal gems, and I added a little bit here and there, and that finished day 11. I have already started to film day 12 because, like I said, I was behind. I'm still behind and I'm trying to catch up. So I really hope I'll be back tomorrow with day 12. Thanks so much for joining me today. Advent calendars are still available if you haven't purchased one yet. There are links in my video description below. Love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.